Thumbs up! Hello YouTube, welcome to Gone Fishing Fridays. I'm down here fishing today with my son Austin. Just telling some stories and stuff. Primarily going to get catfish today. Good note is the lily pads are starting to form over here. And that's the key that the heat is getting into the water, and that means that the bowfins will be in soon. I've always been able to tell when the bowfins are coming in by the vegetation. It seems like once the lily pads are all formed over there, that's when we seem to be getting into some bowfins. So hopefully in the next week or two I'll be fishing for them instead of just catfish and stuff. I got a few spots that I'm going to be trying out in the near future for some big monster carp. Yeah. Today I'm fishing with a 12-foot rod, Shimano reel. It's called a Hawk Grip rod, 12 feet long. I actually bought it at a garage sale for $4. Probably about a $150 rod, but this guy bought a house and he was clearing everything out of it that was left behind. It had this huge garage sale. He had a price tag of $5 on this fishing rod, so I offered him $4 because I had 2 toonies in my pocket, and he took it. So I was like, bonus. Austin's using a Daiwa. It's a vintage rod. Circa about 1980 to 1985. 7-foot medium with a really fast tip. Now Austin's rod is like my favorite all-time rod that he's using. I've actually got 3 of them. I've given 2 out to people that have or use or whatever, and this is the last one I got. Anytime I find these at a garage sale, I buy them. They haven't made them since like 1985. And I love the feel of them. The first one I had it when I was around 15. An uncle of mine gave it to me. And I used it till I was about 23. I broke up with a girlfriend at the time, and when I moved out, she sort of broke some of my fishing stuff. And that rod was one of them, so... No. So anyways, yeah, anytime I see him at used garage sales or flea markets, I buy them. Usually get them for 10 or 20 bucks. I like vintage rods. One of my other fishing rods I use is an old Fenwick, actually made in Niagara Falls, probably about 1975. It's called a Fen Glass. I like it. I like the feel of it. It's got a good cork handle. But I don't use it very often because it's a 6'6" rod. And for some reason, I just don't like 6'6" rods. I like 7-foot rods, I like 5-foot rods, I like 12-foot rods. That's just me. And on Austin for his reel, it's a Shimano as well. I like the Shimano bigger reels. They got a good line capacity, really good drags. I think they're like 7-ball bearings each reel. Just nice and smooth. But this is our setup I would use usually for bowfins or when I'm down here for the fishing tournament for large channel cats at night times. Started using these longer rods a few years back for the Catfish Derby because it's just easier with the flex and stuff. It keeps the tension on better for when you're getting bigger fish. I remember, wasn't that rod, but it was a rod just like it. Me and Austin were fishing at the Catfish Derby one year, and he had a carp on. It was huge. Fighting it, he could barely hold on because he was such a little kid at the time. So I'm helping him fight this fish. We get it in. I forgot the net, so we tried to just lift it up. Just as it was coming out of the water, it spit the hook and like was falling back in the water. I'm like, no! So I jumped into the water. I put this fish in the headlock, threw it up on the shore. So yeah, we made weigh-in. And actually that day there when we brought it in, we were in a little early because the weigh-in started at 9 and it went through till 3 in the afternoon. I think we weighed in around noon, and at that point he was 3rd place for the day. His picture was in the St. Catharines Standard, which is the local newspaper. And yeah, but by the end of the day he ended up in like 7th place, which still, you know, out of the couple hundred kids that go into the tournament, you know, 7th place ain't that bad. Better than the year before when he had that bowfin and they didn't count it as anything because they didn't have a class for bowfins. But Austin, not a big fan of fishing. He does it just to hang out with his dad. He liked fishing though when it was tournaments. When he was probably 5, we brought him to a fishing tournament in Port Dalhousie. It was a kid fishing day / tournament and stuff. And he actually made it on the TV that day too. Kojiko Cable 10. I wonder if his mom still got the video recording of that, because we recorded it on the VCR when he was on TV. He did an interview with the news anchor woman from Kojiko Cable 10. But so anyways, we'll see how this day goes, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Hopefully with a fish this time. Oh. You gonna get it or no?
Not good, man.
Okay, get the net. I just hope that camera doesn't stop recording.
I mean, it's freaking hilarious. Not gonna. I'm gonna fall in.
Get down close to the water.
That's not happening.
Catfish! Channel cat! Austin was falling asleep at the wheel playing on his cell phone, so I had to step up to the plate and catch his fish for him. But yeah, decent sized channel cat. Nothing compared to what won me the tournament a few weeks ago, but you know, is what it is. So. You little fucker. Ow! It spiked me. I hope it picks it up. These things grunt. Okay, stop recording. Got one. Mudcat. A little more fight in this guy. I'll grab the net so I don't stress out my rod. Okay. Yeah. I know it's not you, but it's too hard to, on the rod to like be bending over. I'm freaking falling in the water. You make millions on YouTube on my stupid video. Another mudcat. Fat little fuckers, but I'm looking for the big ones, the big channel cats. But something better than nothing. Well, YouTube is another episode of Gone Fishing Friday. I'd like to thank my special guest, my son Austin. Especially like the fact that he was asleep at the wheel playing with his cell phone, and I got to catch the biggest fish of the day. Yeah. Not that he really cares, but we got 3 cats, you know, a couple mud cats, so they're actually brown bullheads, but I just call them mud cats, and 1 channel cat. Please remember when you're outside playing or fishing or hunting or anything to check for ticks. And look forward to seeing you guys again next week for another episode of Gone Fishing Friday. Thank you very much.